Central Florida, the city of Orlando is the scene for the Spurs. A couple of veterans who have been getting it done for a long time, DeMar DeRozan and LaMarcus Aldridge, focused on getting a win here as they get primed for game time at Amway Center. Spurs Magic coming right up. Thanks for joining us here on 2K Sports for NBA basketball. This is Kevin Harlan along with Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony. And of course, David Aldridge is joining us tonight from the sideline. Here we are in November, and let's see how things are going out east in the early season. We take a look at the Magic. They're in second, looking to take over the first spot.
And seeing where the Magic are, they haven't needed any time to find their footing this season. The guys gelled right away. The coaching staff has done a terrific job. It's been a dream start to the year for them.
Yeah, and you can tell they enjoy playing together. Excellent chemistry amongst this group, and they've been having fun as they've gotten off to this good start.
And the starting group for the Spurs, it's Aldridge at the power forward with Pirtle at center. Derek White is out there with DeJounte Murray, and it's DeRozan in at the 3 slot. And for Orlando, at the 4 and the 5, we have Gordon and Vucevic. DJ Augustine out there with Terrence Ross. And it's Aminu in at the small forward position. And early in the season, Clark, rotations getting settled. How important do you think it is to have players who really embrace their roles on that team?
You know, I think it's a combination of accepting and embracing your roles, really relishing what it is you're to do and to star in what your particular role is, and finding that out oftentimes is a work in progress even throughout the season.
And probably managing maybe some disappointment if you aren't in the role you thought you were going to be in.
Well said. Exactly right. DeJounte Murray played just 1 season at the University of Washington. He grew up in Seattle and went to Rainier Beach High School. It's actually the same high school that produced Jamal Crawford, and as a matter of fact, a lot of good players have come out of the Emerald City.
2 shots.
First free throw is good. And in Seattle, Murray recognized from a young age as a potential pro.
Yeah, you know, sometimes you can identify those specially talented players, and his nickname was Baby Boy. And how about this, Kevin? Jamal Crawford has mentored DeJounte since the 6th grade. Those guys have exchanged text messages throughout that time. Jay Crossover, one of my favorites, on and off the court in the league, really has helped keep Murray on the right track.
Now here is Augustine. Now here's Vucevic. The pass to Aminu. Ross trying to break loose. Aminu misses. DeRozan surveying the D. Ross with a steal. 3-pointer Augustine. No good on that one. And it's the Spurs taking it the other way. He gets a chance now to catch up with the 4th member of our crew, Hall of Famer David Aldridge.
Well, Steve Clifford had a few minutes to share with me. He said LaMarcus Aldridge's turnaround jumper is one of the game's unstoppable shots. He either makes it or he doesn't. We've got to press up and bring help selectively to take him out of his comfort zone. Kevin, back to you.
Thanks so much, David.
You know, that kind of unselfishness, guys, from Augustine is really infectious, especially when it's coming from your point guard.
Augustine against Murray. It's deflected. Augustine with the steal. Ross passes to Augustine. Now Gordon. White covering. Here's Vucevic. Shoots over Pirtle. And that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle, and 2 shots coming up. That one on Jakob Pirtle.
And over time, Vucevic has really developed a nice pump fake, and that often leads to him earning trips to the foul line.
The Magic shooting their first shots from the stripe in this game. The first free throw is good. Clark, you look at the defensive metrics for Nikola Vucevic lately, very good. And yet, he's been considered a liability at that end. So, in your opinion, which is it?
Yeah, you know, Kevin, I think it's a blend, quite honestly. The analytics say one thing, but in this day and age, the way the game is played, big centers are typically challenged from a mobility standpoint, especially trying to defend fleet-footed perimeter guys in pick-and-roll situations and in space. To Vucevic's credit, he's worked hard at becoming better, trying to be a better rim protector and recognize where he needs to be early on with anticipation. So he's making progress, but it's a blend in my mind.
Now here's Murray. Following the miss by Aaron Gordon. Here's DeRozan. His second shot goes in, off to a good start, 2 for 2.
The determination that DeRozan brings to scoring in the painted area, really unmatched. He's not going to mess up too many of those chances.
Now here is Augustine. His scoring has been there on a regular basis. He's averaging more than 14 points a game. Vucevic, a rebound by the Spurs. And this game, the first chance they've had to see Orlando.
And this was as even a matchup as you'll find in the NBA. Split the season series down the middle, one apiece.
Yeah, this is really tight. I mean, it's splitting hairs when you talk about these teams. You get the feeling if they play 10 games, each side would win 5.
And stolen by Murray. And it's Murray with the jam.
You know, Murray's game is about putting the ball on the floor, moving without it when he doesn't have it, and driving and keeping pressure on the defense.
The Magic trail by 6. Augustine from outside. No good. And San Antonio will go the other way with it. They're coming off that win against Minnesota.
You know, those road games are tricky, but they had a good strategy going in and stuck to what they do best.
Yeah, you know, game balls all around in that one. A terrific team effort. They trusted in their system and executed well to get the win. Derek White played his first 3 years at Division III UC Colorado Springs. This guy ended up being the 29th pick in the 2017 draft out of Colorado. In his lone season with the Buffaloes, he was all Pac-12 first team and all defense.
And that one falls for White. And coming out of high school, White's only scholarship offer was a partial one to Colorado Springs.
And you know what, guys? Sometimes rejection like that can actually fuel you to greater heights. It put a chip on his shoulder. He plays with an edge. He improved, transferred to the Pac-12 for his senior season, and really the rest is history. He's got a promising future as an NBA player in front of him.
Well, Clark, underrated athleticism for Derek White. For a 6'4" guard, he can finish above the rim.
And not only that, guys, but he also blocks shots. I mean, coming out of college, he and #1 pick Markelle Fultz, the only players in the Pac-12 that rank top 10 in scoring, assists, and blocks. That's a heck of a triple.
And now the first timeout called here for the Magic.
And, you know, guys, the Spurs team dinners, the stuff of legends, just building camaraderie and getting to know one another and being orchestrated with care by head coach Greg Popovich. They enjoyed the finest restaurants and great food and drink, but the fellowship and camaraderie, probably the most important part of those dinner gatherings.
Murray, good.
Yeah, they have gone full throttle from the opening tip, showing no signs of letting up.
And, you know, when you've got a chance to put a team away early, you got to take it.
Augustine looking around. Pass to Ross. They need this. That shot, no good. San Antonio leading by 10. Vucevic, and that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul.
How about this clear example of perseverance? I mean, he's in his 8th season before he makes an All-Star game in 2019. Nikola Vucevic just stayed with it, continued to get better.
The Magic shooting their 3rd and 4th free throw shots of the night.
Yeah, and over the course of the season, they're a respectable 78%. That comes in handy in close games.
No good on that one. And Clark, the act of getting dinner, sitting down to a meal. As a team, it brings people together.
It really does, guys, and I can't overstate it. When you get a chance to know your teammates off the court, it adds to your ability to play for them on the court. It can't always be just about grind, grind, grind. There has to be some compassion, some caring, some understanding, and sometimes the best places to do that are at restaurants with good food and good drink.
Here's Murray. And Vucevic pulls it down.
Well, you know, this is what happens. You can't afford to lose concentration even for a nanosecond.
And it's Gordon finishing it off.
And Gordon's eyebrows go up when he sees an opportunity to drop the hammer. This guy is a phenomenal athlete who throws it down with some major force.
Now here's Murray, coming off a solid outing against Minnesota. DeRozan finds Gay. Good, nice job down low.
And the story here, Kevin, early on is how well they've shot the basketball.
Very high percentage so far, and if you want to start a game hot, that's the way to do it.
Ross against White, and stolen by Aldridge. Now White, he had a 12-point outing in their last game against the Timberwolves in Minneapolis. Aldridge misses. And so it's Ross. He brings it up for the Orlando Magic. They trail by 9 points. And Ross with the slam.
And when Ross gets a head of steam going to the rim, I don't know about you, but I'm getting out of there.
Spurs have gone 6 of 8 in the game so far. A very solid start for them. To the middle, here's White. And another shot. He's off on that one. Great D that time from Vucevic. Orlando's gone 0 of 3 from three-point land. Nothing yet going outside. Augustine with it. He's been patient so far. Nothing on the scoreboard yet. 6 on the shot clock. Ross against Aldridge. No good from Ross.
And close to making the defense pay for the lax coverage that time.
Here's Augustine, and the layup is good.
You know, it's obvious and easy to talk about Augustine's speed. He's a speed merchant, but how about his creativity there?
Murray against Augustine. And White kicks to Murray. Nice ball movement by San Antonio. DeRozan dishes to Gay. Good. And it's DeRozan picking up the assists. Gay's got his second bucket tonight.
Yeah, it's important for Gay to be able to finish in traffic. I mean, he's so much better when he shows some physicality and toughness.
The Magic trail by 7. And here's Augustine. High post Vucevic. Aldridge is there. And slam dunk by Vucevic.
Yeah, he just punched the ticket on that one. That'll get the job done.
Powerful two-hand jam.
I tell you what, if he's got a few more of those in him, this lead will really start shrinking.
Here's Gay. Gordon with the defensive effort.
And that one gives them a +5 rebound advantage, Kevin.
Pretty clear they're dominating that area. They've come out with a lot more energy and effort so far.
Now here's Ross. He's coming off a 16-point game against Philadelphia. Aminu the pass to Gordon. Here's Vucevic. Nice D from Aldridge.
He's certainly been cold this quarter, guys, but trying to shoot his way back into a groove.
Clark, a big jump in scoring, but I think a lot of that is because of the prolific role players we have in the NBA now.
Yeah, I agree with you, Kevin. When you think about starters putting up points and then you have guys that fortify benches and can get points in bunches, the first name that comes to mind for me, Lou Williams. A designated role of scoring the basketball in limited minutes. And when he gets it going, watch out. Nobody quite like Lou Williams putting it in the basket as a role player.
And free throw good from Gay.
And we talk about trying to manufacture points. The Magic a year ago were last in the league in free throw attempts.
And I think a part of that, guys, is they really don't have enough creators, facilitators, playmakers. You need guys who can break the defense down and then make plays for themselves or others, and that gets you to the foul line, but it also gets you easy baskets.
Rudy Gay hits them both.
And the Spurs, I've heard it said, the most process-oriented team in the league.
Well, that's an understanding of what it takes for them as a small market team to be successful. A good assessment of what they have to do as the San Antonio Spurs to be good. Scouting, coaching, chemistry, all part of that.
Now here's Carroll. Markelle Fultz unable to get his last shot to go. And that one's good by Gay. Gay's got 8 points. Here's Fultz. He's definitely not pleased how he played against Philadelphia. Shot from free throw range. San Antonio with the rebound. It's Gay with the drive, and he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up. And now a chance to take a look at some numbers for Aldridge.
And guys, his effective field goal percentage is trending in the wrong direction over the past 5 games. Shot discipline hasn't been the best. He'll be looking to play a smarter game tonight.
And he makes the first.
Yeah, you know, when I covered Gay when he was in college at UConn, he was an outstanding player in the Big East, and it was pretty clear he had a bright future in the NBA in front of him, too.
Rudy Gay hits them both.
And doing a good job getting to the line and capitalizing.
Exactly. I mean, that's what's helped them build this early lead.
Fultz looking around. Off target at the rim. Spurs leading by 11. Gay kicks to Mills. Gay left side. Back to Mills. Passes it to Lyles. Just 5 to shoot. Carroll passes to Mills. From outside, off the mark.
But sometimes it's more about what the defense is doing. On that possession, they were all over him on the perimeter.
And here's Fournier. He brings it up for Orlando. 11-point game. To the inside. Birch the pass to Bamba. And it's blocked.
Really having a difficult time getting anything to fall.
Boy, you've got to give credit to the defense. I mean, this is where you want to really work for quality looks. Try to get that confidence back.
And the Spurs with possession here. After the Magic pick up 2. Pass to Carroll. Spurs passing it around. Here's Mills, and he uses the glass on the layup. And the Spurs lead by 11.
Their play on both ends has been superb. We'll see if they can maintain the momentum.
And, you know, nothing like getting an opponent on the ropes early. You love that if you're on that side of the scoreboard, and they are landing some haymakers now.
Here's Fournier after the basket by San Antonio. The pass to Fultz. Here's Birch. He's covered by Gay, and the shot goes down. Birch has got his second basket of the night.
Just doing the job on the backboard.
They sure are. I mean, they've done a terrific job carving out space under the basket and then pursuing the ball. You know, it's one thing to box out, but you've got to pursue the ball if you're going to get rebounds, and they look strong here in the early going.
Shots good by Mills.
Defensively, they've been a step slow here to start.
Giving up too many open shots. I mean, that's what's happening here, Greg. They look to me to be a bit sluggish.
The Magic trail by 11. Now here's Fultz. He's been quiet so far. Still no points in the game. Bamba finds Fournier. Here's Birch. Pass to Isaac. Just 4 to shoot. It's good.
Very difficult to distract Fournier when he's skying up for the jumper. His razor-sharp focus is a differentiator.
And the ball travels out of bounds. It was last touched by Bamba. With a break in the action, let's see which teams have come away with the most steals in the NBA this season. Fourth, the Magic.
You can't get careless with the basketball against this group. I mean, they'll pick your pocket, and no surprise to see them in the upper echelon as far as steals.
You know, you love the energy that Bamba plays with, guys. I mean, when he's on you, this guy wants to shut you down. He wants you to not score at all.
Orlando trailing here. And out of bounds as San Antonio gains possession. Here we are in November. Let's see how things are shaking out in the West early in the season. Taking a look at San Antonio, they've had a very slow start to the season so far, down in the bottom half of the conference.
And you know, right now for San Antonio, with the start they've had, they've taken what was such a hopeful preseason and turned the mood sour.
Can't remember the last time I've seen optimism turn to pessimism as quickly as I have with these guys. I mean, their fans are already talking about who needs to be replaced.
Now here's Fultz. He's still scoreless so far in this one. To the paint. Oh, and that one, no question, powered it down.
Kevin, for a young player, I like the way Fultz sees the floor. He knows and feels when a guy is open.
Here's Mills. Gay with no one around. And he's good on the three ball. Gay's got 13 points.
Boy, you got to be in awe of what he's doing this quarter, actually destroying the opponent.
Al Fournier, he had 15 points last outing. 5-second differential between the shot clock and the game clock. Bamba with it. Here's Isaac. Goes up again. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul.
Yeah, you can see Bamba's composure down there. I mean, even when he's under pressure, he stays aggressive and calm.
This is his first free throw of the game.
Numbers this year at the line below 70, so when he's getting to the line, not nearly as effective as you'd like.
Guys, I don't think there's any doubt that the work he's put in practicing free throw shooting has paid off. I mean, he's made nice strides in getting those shooting percentage numbers up.
Passes to Gay. From deep three-point range, no good on the last second attempt there. And so it's the San Antonio Spurs ahead by 9 as the quarter comes to a close. Their lead is where it is because they've gotten good shots. A lot of good shots. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. And if you're just tuning in, we've got a wide margin on the scoreboard, but plenty of time left for a comeback. And guys, what's your take on the Spurs so far?
What we saw in that first quarter, they won their matchups defensively.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, you look at the energy, the effort defensively, they put it all out there in that opening quarter.
And it's Fultz with the ball for Orlando. They trail by 9 points.
And you talk about the best defensive head coaches in the league. Steve Clifford has to be on that short list.
I would agree with you, partner. I mean, his teams play hard, they play smart, they play with discipline, and that usually is a reflection of the coach, and a good one.
On the court right now for the Spurs. Hills at point with Bellinelli. They're the backcourt. Lyles out there with Jakob Poeltl. And it's Carroll in at the 3. And the Spurs with possession here. After the Magic pick up 2.
That's the kind of D you need when he's got the ball near the hoop. They were all over it.
Isaac misses. Spurs leading by 7. And here is Bellinelli. No points in the game yet for him. Nice ball movement by San Antonio. And that'll be San Antonio as it goes out of bounds. Spurs retain possession. Second quarter of basketball, about 1 minute played so far.
And Bellinelli with a nice touch inside. We know him as a long-range sniper, but he can get it done when he's close to the rim, too.
The Magic shooting a meager 37% for the game. Here's Fultz. Shot clock at 6. On target from 13 feet. Fultz has got his first basket of the night.
Yeah, and you know, it's important that Fultz continue to develop his in-between game because he knows when to pull up.
Second quarter of basketball, just over a minute and a half played so far. Bellinelli up top. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here. And Clark, throughout your NBA career, you always wore number 33. How'd you end up picking that number?
Well, it goes back to my idolization of Lou Alcindor at the time, who is now known as Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. He was the first big, graceful guy I saw do a little bit of everything in his days at UCLA, and then I digested all kinds of books and stories about him and just really admired his work on and off the court. Because he wore 33, I chose 33.
And that one falls for Bellinelli.
And you look out there at the Magic, one of the taller teams in our league.
And, you know, that's a philosophical bent for the front office. They want long, athletic players. Draft guys with great length and then develop their strength and skill level. And I actually kind of like that approach. Have a philosophy, stick to it, and be true to it.
Now, here's Fournier. They've been leaning on him for a decent chunk of their offense. He's averaging over 15 points a game. The shot by Birch, no good.
I'm a fan of anybody who defends that way. I mean, they weren't about to open the door and just allow him to cruise in for a layup.
Here's Lyles. Nothing yet on the scoreboard for him. Now, here's Mills. He's guarded by Fournier.
And that's just great work there to get in the shooter's space and then go and corral that backdoor.
Yeah, those long strides of Isaac, they allow him to get behind the defense and gobble up a lot of ground in the open court.
Spurs leading by 7. Mills looking it over. Pass to Lyles. Here's Pirtle. San Antonio again missing. Orlando, they've gone 3 of their first 5 shots to drop here in the second quarter. Fournier's shot is off. The Spurs have gotten only 1 of their first 4 shots in the second quarter to drop. Shots good by Mills.
Guys, this is where Mills thrives. He's ready to shoot as soon as the ball touches his hands. Excellent catch and shoot player.
Orlando's gone 0 of 2 from deep here in the second. Now here's Fournier to the middle. Bellinelli pulls it in.
Oh, you've got to be able to deliver when you get a bunny like that. That's just too easy of a shot to miss.
And San Antonio calls the first timeout of the game.
And, you know, the Spurs are never afraid to play to the tune of their own drummer. I mean, just as the rest of the league embraces threes and layups, the Spurs going against that grain, leading the league in mid-range shots and post-ups.
So for the Magic, Vucevic checked in for Kem Birch. Gordon comes in for Jonathan Isaac. And DJ Augustine subbed in for Markelle Fultz. So San Antonio going with an almost entirely new group here. LaMarcus Aldridge is checked in for Lyles. DeMar DeRozan comes in for DeMare Carroll. Whitey's checked in for Marco Bellinelli. And it's DeJounte Murray in for Patty Mills. Aldridge, no luck. You were talking about the mid-range and the post-ups. Those are the strengths of DeMar DeRozan and LaMarcus Aldridge.
Well, Coach Popovich has been so successful for decades because he always adapts to the strengths of his players. Outstanding coaches do that in every sport. That shot diet might not work for most other teams, but if it fits the Spurs, they'll go old school and make it work for them.
Okay, well, let's go down to David Aldridge for a report from the sideline.
Well, Kevin, last season the Magic broke a 6-season playoff drought. Nick Vucevic was the franchise's first All-Star in 7 seasons. It's been a long rebuild from the Dwight Howard era. We'll see where the team goes from here, but Kevin, they're happy to just be playing games that matter night in and night out.
All right, thank you very much, David. Here's Murray after the Magic pick up 2. And DeRozan kicks to Murray. The pass to Pirtle. From 10 feet out, it's hauled in by the Magic. Vucevic has got 6 rebounds here tonight. Here's Augustine, and it's blocked.
Murray is tireless on the defensive end, and you don't want this guy guarding you because he's so pesky. What a rejection.
And the Magic making a change here. Ross is checked in. Here's Vucevic. 11 points for him in that last game against Philadelphia.
And if you look at his free throw numbers, you can see what kind of pressure he put on the defense. He was in attack mode all night long.
Clock at 4. For 3, Ross. Unable to get that one. Now San Antonio takes it the other way. They've led by as many as 11 points. Here's Murray. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws. And Clark coming out of Washington as a one-and-done. DeJounte Murray was considered a raw prospect.
Yeah, very raw. The 29th pick in the 2016 draft, guys, taken by the Spurs. Excellent physical tools and outstanding athleticism. Was surprising that he left when he did. I recall that when I heard. But at 6'5", a 7-foot wingspan, he's got a chance to be special.
2 shots.
Throw good, Murray. Clark, I have sat next to you doing these games for years. What's prevented you from taking a coaching position at some level? Because I hear you talk, I'm thinking you'd be a perfect coach.
Well, a couple of things. One, coaching never lets up. It's always on you, and I've come to enjoy the fact that I can be fully immersed as a broadcaster and work with great guys like you and others, and then have a period of time where I don't have to be immersed in basketball, and I've enjoyed that. And I also haven't trained or prepared to be a coach because it is demanding in terms of the hours that you have to put in. And I've got a little more job security, I think, in the role that I serve as an analyst as opposed to what might happen if I did try to be a coach.
You've got all the security in the world, believe me. And the Spurs with possession here. The Magic getting the bucket. Rosen dishes to Aldridge. Pirtle trying to get open. And it's Orlando with the rebound. Vucevic has got his 7th rebound of the game with that last one. Al-Farouq Aminu. He's checked in for Bamba. The Magic trail by 6. Augustine with it. Now guarded by DeRozan. Pass to Gordon. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line. And you remember when Aaron Gordon came into the league, Clark, some questioned whether he had the size to play the power forward position. Not anymore.
Yeah, you take a look at what's important at that position. It's about mobility, versatility, and skill set, and he certainly fits the bill nicely there. He can defend the 3 or even some 4 positions and brings a lot of energy at both ends.
That free throw missing.
You know, you talk about the explosive athletes in the NBA, the most explosive athletes. I would think Aaron Gordon has to be on your list. I mean, this guy has great feet, tremendous speed, and he puts both to use on both ends of the floor.
Rudy Gay's checked in for Pirtle.
At the defensive end, Gordon is very accomplished. I mean, he gets off the ground quickly and is an excellent shot blocker as a result. Boy, the defense got lucky there with him missing it, but they don't want to chance that again.
Now here's DeRozan. Aminu missing his last shot over Augustine. DeRozan's shot is off. And the athleticism is obvious for Gordon, but he continues, Clark, to still work on his skill game.
I love the fact that he's continuing to improve. He's grown as a shooter and a playmaker. He's always been a pretty good ball handler and passer, and we really forget how young he is, man. This guy still has a lot of room to grow.
And the activity he shows around the rim is why he is such a respected defender.
And you know what? He's not going to give up an easy finish at the rim. I mean, that's just against his constitution.
And here's Aminu. He brings it up for the Orlando Magic. 4-point game. Murray against Augustine. Pass to Ross. The basket is good. The assist from Augustine. Augustine's got his 3rd assist on the night. San Antonio calls timeout.
Yeah, things not going their way, and he wants to just try to talk this one over.
And you know what, guys? If for nothing else, just to slow things down a little bit, change it up somewhat.
A moment now to see the numbers for Nikola Vucevic. He's putting up about 20 points per game, 13 rebounds, and 2 assists. And you talk about guys who just have a nose for putting up points. He is one of them.
Yeah, he sure is, and he rarely has back-to-back bad games. If he has an off night, he usually follows that up with a big night.
Drains it from beyond the arc.
You know, over the years, Gay has added a lot of different wrinkles to his offensive game. He's really now a very versatile scorer.
The Magic trail by 5. Now Augustine. He kicks it to Aminu. Ross against White. Ross with it. He's got 6. On deep. The offensive rebound. Vucevic. The basket is good. That's his 6th attempt and his 3rd make.
Man, have they been effective at getting the ball inside.
I tell you, we're taking a look at some real deficiencies defensively. I mean, they've given up 5 straight good looks in the paint.
Now here's Murray. 8 points for him. Lays it up and in on the nice reverse. Murray's got 4 points this quarter.
Well, you look at Murray's development of his inside game. Boy, a nice finish that time. The better he is there, I think the better he'll be overall.
Murray against Augustine. Pass to Ross. With a step back, and there are the Magic with another bucket.
And boy, has he picked it up since the start of the second. His shots now starting to fall.
Murray surveying the D. And it's Aldridge, top of the key. Good, and the assist goes to Murray. Murray's got 3 assists in the game.
You know, we know Murray's got some creativity to his passing game, but no need to be creative there. I mean, he sees the wide open man and zips it right to him.
The Magic trail by 5. And here's Augustine. The pass to Ross. Here's Gordon. The rebound by the Spurs. They've led by as many as 11 points. And here's what the schedule for Orlando looks like. On Sunday, they'll take on John Wall and the Washington Wizards. And then on Wednesday, they'll take on Marc Gasol and the Toronto Raptors.
And that game against the Pacers, that's going to be one where it would take a lot of errors and maybe a cold shooting night for things to go wrong. They just have that much of an advantage over that team.
He misses the free throw.
And a not-so-bright spot for the Magic last season. Too many mistakes.
Well, that comes with a young roster, guys. You know that. There's no way to gain experience other than through time and repetition. These guys are still learning, refining their games. But I think the trade-off is worth it because the future is really bright.
Now here's Fultz. He's covered closely. It's hauled in by LaMarcus Aldridge. Aldridge has got 6 rebounds here tonight. Gay finds White. Outside Aldridge. Beyond the arc. It's rebounded by Fultz.
Nothing seems to be going down for him today.
The 15-footer. And the shot is long.
And another miss. Oof, he's having a really ugly game.
Yeah, about as ugly as you can have, you're right. And it's Gay with the rebound. Spurs leading by 6. Murray outside. Lays it up off the glass. Murray's got 12.
You know, that's one thing, guys, Murray's never afraid to do. Lean in, draw contact, and put the defender in a bind.
1:30 left now here in the second. They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Too many empty possessions. Right now, they need a basket.
And he makes that one.
And they've repeatedly probed inside in the first half, guys, and it's paid off.
Right side Aldridge from 10 feet out, and Vucevic pulls it down. Vucevic has got double-digit rebounds now in the game. Aminu, the pass to Fultz. And a bit of a battle here for the ball. The official signals a jump ball here. So it's the Spurs now. And so it's DeRozan. He'll bring it up for San Antonio. 6-point lead. And the ball travels out of bounds. It was last touched by Gay.
Well, as we just get started in this season, let's take a look at where the Magic sit in the NBA stats.
And that ranking in the steals category, airtight perimeter defense, is one of the things that makes this team go. Their aggressiveness, for me, sets them apart.
Here's what Orlando's going with right now. Jonathan Isaac comes in for Al-Farouq Aminu. And Evan Fournier subbed in for Ross. Now here's Mills. 7 points in the game. Here's Gay, and a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here.
You got to stay physical and stay aggressive if you're Rudy Gay. Force the defense to make some mistakes.
This is his 3rd trip to the free throw line in the game.
And with an 86% free throw average, you can count on him to come through on most trips.
Guys, I like that this is a part of his game that has really been consistent this year. Shooting 2.
First one falls for him. That one is no good. The Magic trail by 7. The shot and game clock separated by 4. Fultz, they get the rebound. That's not going to drop for him. 5 of 9 with that miss. Now here's Mills, guarded by Fultz, and finished off by Gay.
Yeah, you know, Mills is one of those energizing players who does a little bit of everything, including finding his open teammates.
Here's Fultz. And so it's the San Antonio Spurs ahead by 9 as the quarter comes to a close. They're pounding the ball inside, and that's where they've gotten their best production tonight. It's time now to go courtside as we send you over to David Aldridge from the sideline. David, take it away.
Thanks a lot. Rudy, it looked like you guys found your old identity in the first half tonight.
Yeah, that's the way we played last season. Our defense was our staple. And that's all we have to do. We have to go out here and play defense every night. And this is a good start for us.
Let's see if you can stay true to yourself in the second half. Thanks. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, David. And we'll be back after halftime as the 3rd quarter gets underway.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey again, everybody. I'm Ernie Johnson. Shaq is here. Kenny's here. You're watching the NBA Halftime Show on 2K Sports. Some excellent work early from Rudy Gay. He ended up with 19 points and 3 rebounds. And Shaq, what are your thoughts on how San Antonio played?
I don't think anyone expected to see such numbers from the bench. You know, I'm impressed. It was what they needed, the jolt they needed, Ernie. Wow, I never knew their bench. Matter of fact, I don't even know any of their players coming off the bench. Man, keep going, bench guys.
And over to Kenny. How about what you saw from the Magic?
Well, it's good to be physical, but there's a line that you don't want to cross. You can't constantly give up free throw chances by fouling guys too aggressively. You have to get back in this game by staying poised, smart, and avoid fouling.
Thanks for joining us, folks. We're now just a few minutes away from the start of the 3rd quarter.
And for those of you just tuning in, thanks for being with us. The second half of this game still to play. Rudy Gay having a dominant impact in this game.
The way he was able to finish on the block was incredible there in that first half.
Yeah, you know what? I think he's doing exactly what he has to do. Using his body, shaking off contact, and then finishing at the rim.
The Magic trail by 9. Third quarter action getting rolling right now, brought to you by Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Here's who's on the floor. And so in the game for the Magic, at the 4 and the 5, we have Gordon and Vucevic. Terrence Ross is out there with DJ Augustin, and it's Aminu in at the 3, the small forward. And Clark, ordinarily quiet by nature, LaMarcus Aldridge has become a more outspoken leader in recent years.
Yeah, and that's a good sign. Sometimes you have to get out of your comfort zone for the good of the team. Aldridge is by nature a laid-back, quiet guy, and sometimes that can work against the team, but in his case he realized that he needed to be more vocal and stepped into doing that.
And that one falls for White. Both shots good from the stripe. The Magic trail by 11. Here's Augustine, kicks it to Ross. Pass to Vucevic. And Pirtle pulls it down. Pirtle's got 6 rebounds now in the game. DeRozan, the putback.
Boy, Aldridge using those long arms of his to corral that offensive rebound.
Little over a minute gone here in the second half. Murray against Augustine. Passes it to Ross. Here's Gordon. Rebound San Antonio.
And they start the second half with 3 straight misses.
DeRozan against Augustine. DeRozan passes to Aldridge. And here comes Augustine leading the fast break. Let's go now to the sideline and catch up with David Aldridge.
Well, Kevin, my cousin LaMarcus Aldridge is not the flashiest player, but he is respected. His former teammate in Portland, C.J. McCollum, said he hasn't changed his game to try and fit the new NBA. He shoots mid-range, scores under the basket, strong as heck. He knows who he is. And Kevin, LaMarcus isn't really my cousin, but his game never goes out of style.
You're right, D.A., and he is still getting it done. Thank you. And it's Gordon with the ball. He brings it up for the Orlando Magic. They're scoreless since the first half. The Wizards on the road to face them after this game. That'll be the final game of this 5-game homestand. And the ball's tied up, so we'll have a jump ball. And it's the Magic with the ball. Dishes it to Augustine. Pass to Ross. Clock at 6. Shoots over White. The Magic again can't hit.
Well, you've got to be there defensively. I mean, that's an easy mid-range jumper that he'll typically drain.
Murray, good.
Well, part of their game plan was to block out the noise and just stay focused.
And what's been impressive is that it's not been any one player. It's been a collective effort, contributions from everybody.
Here's Augustine after the basket by San Antonio. Now, here's Aminu. Taking a look at his stats, he's averaging around 7.5 points a game. Some good defense in the NBA, so let's check out the leaders. Number 5, the Spurs.
This is a team that takes pride on the defensive side of the floor. I mean, they play hard and they play together. They are a tough group to score on.
The Magic making a switch here. Bomba's checked in. DeRozan passes to White. Back to DeRozan. Aldridge left side. Over Aminu. Aldridge, no luck. Pirtle with the steal. The kick out to Aldridge. Nice ball movement by San Antonio. Murray, the pass to White. Pirtle trying to get open. The second chance effort. And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line. DJ Augustine picks one up.
Well, I tell you, Pirtle does a nice job using the pump fake to make defenders fouling. Hard to stay on the ground when he shows you the ball.
The free throw drops for Pirtle.
Well, the shot repertoire of Jakob Pirtle, mostly 10 feet and in, is his strength. He's an old school big man in every sense of the word, but efficient in what he does.
So he hits 1 of 2 from the stripe. And Clark at 7 feet tall. Pirtle a live body in there.
He's live and he's also no stiff, guys. Pirtle can catch and finish. He's active in defending. Gets off the ground quickly and easily. I like his package as a big guy.
Here's Murray. The Magic knocking down the tray. Here's Aldridge. Good, and the assist goes to Murray. 6 points for LaMarcus Aldridge.
Aldridge has a nice methodical way about his game that makes him extremely reliable down low. He's a smooth operator in the post.
Now here's Ross. He's got 8. Fires the 3. Rebounded by the Spurs. DeRozan's got 5 rebounds tonight. Augustine against Murray. Yes, that goes in. Murray's got 4 this quarter.
And they're forcing the ball inside, and it's working like a charm.
Now Augustine, he has 5. Ross dishes to Gordon. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass. Gordon's got his 2nd bucket of the night.
Ross has earned his reputation as a team-first guy. Excellent at distributing the ball.
Murray kicks to Aldridge. To the wing on the left. Here's White. And airballs the triple. That one was way off. And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Jakob Pirtle. And that'll be his 3rd foul so far. Rudy Gay's checked in for San Antonio. Augustine against Murray. Augustine passes to Ross. Looking to get it going. No good on that one. So the Spurs will take it the other way. Here's DeRozan, and the dunk by DeRozan.
Well, you look at DeRozan's game, and he's a powerful finisher. That's really one of the main staples of his attack.
The Magic trail by 20. Augustine with it. He kicks to Aminu. Now the dish to Gordon. And it's good for 2. Gordon's got 6.
And, you know, coaches will take possessions like that all day long. Phenomenal use of the screen there.
Murray, the pass to Pirtle. The jump hook. Good, and the assist goes to Murray. Murray's got his 6th assist on the night.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
Yeah, and that's 4 straight field goals now, Greg, they've allowed from point-blank range. Can't happen.
Now here's Ross. 8 points for him. And then Gordon with the dunk.
Well, flying high and throwing it down with the one-hander.
One of his favorite moves right there, guys.
Does it as well as anybody, fellas. Tremendous skill while in the air.
DeRozan's shot is off. Orlando's gone 1 of 3 from downtown since halftime. And here's Augustine. 5 points in the game. And the pass to Gordon. Bamba trying to break free. It's good from Gordon on the assist by Augustine. Augustine's got 4 assists now tonight. Here's Murray. He's got 16. Pass to Aldridge. And the layup's good off the glass. Aldridge has got 6 points in the quarter.
Big miscommunication on defense. He recognizes it and quickly takes advantage.
Boy, the defense looks shell-shocked. I mean, they're on the ropes right now, on their heels.
Now a timeout called by Orlando.
Boy, the Spurs really like running through LaMarcus Aldridge in the post. I mean, that's an effective way to play offense, especially early before the defense gets set. He gets that deep position, and he puts a lot of pressure on the defense.
So Orlando going with an almost entirely new group here. Kem Birch is checked in for Gordon. Jonathan Isaac comes in for Al Farouk Aminu. Fournier is checked in for Terrence Ross. And Markelle Fultz is subbed in for Augustine. So San Antonio going with an almost entirely new group here. Lyles checked in for Jakob Poeltl. Damari Carroll comes in for LaMarcus Aldridge. Bellinelli, he's checked in for DeMar DeRozan. And it's Mills in for Murray. Now here's Fultz. Right now he's averaging 11 points a game. Now here's Bamba. For 3, Fournier.
It's helpful whenever Bellinelli is active on defense. I think he wants to step his game up in that area.
A slight rebound advantage for them. One more column in their favor, and it's all adding up.
Well, you take a look at all of the stats, the team stats that is, and that's one of the many areas that they've had the advantage. And as a result, they've got a big lead.
And the first one at the line is good. And with his skill level, sometimes the sheer strength and size of Aldridge goes overlooked.
Yeah, and he's not afraid or hesitant to play bully ball. I mean, on that block, he gets that body into you and leans into that sweet jump shot of his, and he can make you look bad.
And both free throws good for Mills.
You know, Patty Mills is one of a long line of outstanding Australian players who played their college ball in Northern California at St. Mary's College.
Now here's Fournier. Now Bamba. Carroll with the rebound.
And he did everything he could to make that shot as difficult as possible.
And you know what, guys? That will pump him up because he takes a ton of pride in what he does on defense.
Offensive rebound. Birch's shot's good. Birch has got 12.
You've got to box out on the boards. When you don't, that's what happens.
Here's Mills. It's tipped. Here's Isaac. Oh, that's blocked. Carroll with it. He's been patient so far. Nothing on the scoreboard yet. Inside, Lyles, and the dunk by Lyles.
Solid job moving the ball. Carroll is a team player who doesn't allow the ball to stick in his hands. He moves.
And it's Fultz with the ball for the Magic. Mills with the steal. One-on-one fast break. Shoots over Bamba. It's hauled in by the Magic. Birch has got 6 rebounds in the game. And Damari Carroll is going to pick up the foul. That's foul number 2 for him. DJ Augustine's checked in for the Magic. The Magic trail by 20. Up top, Fournier. From 11 feet away, it's hauled in by Lyles. Lyles got his 4th rebound in this one. It's Gay with the drive, and the jam by Rudy Gay.
So comfortable finishing on the move. It's very rare to see Gay off balance on his drives.
Orlando's gone 1 of 4 in three-point shots here in the third. Down low, and the dunk by Bamba.
Oh, and he takes it right at the man who just scored on him.
That's the way to answer back, with an in-your-face stuff.
Guys, some pride bubbling up right there. He wasn't about to be outshone.
And Carroll gets it to go.
The assist totals, Kevin, just continue to grow. They're way ahead in that category. Ball movement has been flawless.
Clearly just an example of a different mindset between these teams.
So it's Orlando now, following the bucket by the Spurs. Now here is Augustine. He's guarded closely. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line. Marco Bellinelli picks one up.
And, you know, after a drought of 6 years, the Magic made the playoffs last season. Won 4 straight at the end to grab the 7th seed.
Clark, you look at Orlando's breakout season. They won 42 games after winning just 25 the season before.
And you look at the roster, lots of length. And you really have to love their young nucleus. A lot of good players that are getting better. I think these guys are really just scratching the surface of their potential.
2 shots.
The free throw drops for Augustine.
And, you know, the speedy Augustine is really an excellent teammate and a dependable role player, a veteran presence who can really stroke it.
Vucevic checked in for Mohamed Bamba. And San Antonio also making a switch. Pirtle, he's checked in for Trey Lyles. Both free throws good from Augustine. San Antonio leading by 20. 1:53 left in the third quarter of the game. Gay. And the jam by Rudy Gay.
Gay, an outstanding player, finishing with power. Doesn't get any easier than that.
Well, Orlando shooting 35% or so in the third quarter. Whatever they're trying is not working. Here's Augustine. And Pirtle pulls it down. Pirtle's got 10 rebounds here tonight. So active. Inside, here's Carroll. And it's Orlando with the rebound. And here's Augustine. He has 7. Outside Fournier. Lots of room. And he overshot that one, missing.
Boy, just cannot buy a bucket, guys. I'll tell you what, that's a painful quarter for him, and it's painful for me to watch, too.
Carroll finds Pirtle. Now here's Mills, started by Augustine. Down to 5 on the shot clock. He gets it in there.
They are attacking the rim and getting great results.
And how? I mean, they're taking this defense to task, taking them to school. Every one of their last 10 points have come in the paint.
Orlando's gone 1 of 4 in three-point shots here in the third. Passes it to Birch. Now here's Vucevic. Shoots over Pirtle. Vucevic with the bucket. Vucevic has got 11 points.
You look at the mid-range area of the court, definitely in Vucevic's game, clearly. He's an outstanding shooting center.
And Pirtle has it in the corner. Bounce pass Mills. Bellinelli with the 3. And Vucevic pulls it down. The shot's good from Fournier. Fournier's got his second bucket of the night.
And it's hard to deal with Fournier if you're defending him. I mean, he makes good decisions, whether he's passing or shooting the ball, and that makes him hard to guard.
Here's Mills. Vucevic with the block, and that's out of bounds. San Antonio will retain possession. Just 4 seconds left in the third quarter. Chalk up 2 there.
And you could tell they had that play ready to go. Well done on the inbound.
The shot off that time. And as we conclude the third quarter, pretty much a blowout. It's been a one-sided affair. Spurs out in front, running away with it. 2K Sports, back in a moment from the Amway Center. And it's time to bring up the State Farm assist of the game.
And the definition of teamwork right there, guys. I mean, what great communication between them, and what a beautiful feed.
For me, next to the big-time alley-oops and monster throwdowns, passes like that are probably the next best thing when it comes to sweet-looking NBA highlights.
And there have been two very different performances from these teams today as we get going in quarter number 4. On the court right now for the Spurs, Rudy Gay is out there with DeMarre Carroll. Then there's Bellinelli. Then it's White. And it's Pirtle in at the center position.
And we're seeing some great ball movement out of this group, guys.
Here are the Magic now. Here's Fournier. Clark, should the NBA consider widening the court to even out the value of those corner threes?
You know, that wouldn't be a bad idea, Kevin. But I also like the fact that there's a deep three at the top and on the wing. And then you've got a little shorter three if you can get to that corner. Widening the lane to make that three more in line or symmetrical with the deep three at the top. I kind of like having a short corner three.
I agree with you.
You know what? They're winning, though, despite the fact that he has just been really off.
Here's Isaac. Rebounded by the Spurs. A little over a minute of the fourth quarter gone right now. The feed to White. Gay in the corner from downtown. Orlando grabs the miss. Isaac's got rebound number 5 here tonight.
He had a couple in the first, but so far he's been unable to get uncorked here.
And he can time his passes so perfectly. Wow, what an assist.
And here's White. He'll bring it up for San Antonio. Uses the glass to finish the layup. And so here's Orlando. Time call here. The Magic decide to talk it over.
Well, you know, he's still listed at 6'10", but when you see him standing next to teammates, guys, Jonathan Isaac is clearly taller. By the time he's done growing, he's projected to be a 7-footer or north of that.
Aaron Gordon, he's checking in for the Magic. Aminu comes in for Jonathan Isaac. San Antonio also making some changes. LaMarcus Aldridge is checked in for Gay. DeRozan comes in for DeMarre Carroll, and Murray subbed in for Bellinelli. Here's Fournier. That shot off the mark. So the Spurs will take it the other way. And Isaac doesn't want that 7-footer label, something we've seen before with the guys like Garnett and Kevin Durant.
Yeah, I agree. There are a couple of things that go into that when you talk about guys not wanting to be listed at 7 feet. He grew up playing on the perimeter and still has an attachment to that part of his game. And then I think there's also the feeling if you're listed at 7 feet, you're going to get stuck inside. But even more than that, folks tend to look at you differently when you're a 7-footer because you appear to be out of the norm in a major way.
I'd love to see them impose themselves a little more on the backboard. That's a great way to find confidence. Always a surefire way to get back in the game.
Well, guys, they need to do something to reduce this deficit. We'll see if that's the answer.
And the whistle blows. It's going to be on DeMar DeRozan. That's his first foul. The Magic making a switch here. Ross is checked in. Murray against Augustine. Clark, take us inside the halftime locker room in the NBA.
Well, players typically just regroup individually. There may be some conversation between the players as a group, but then the coaches will huddle, evaluate what transpired in the first half, what adjustments need to be made, and then they'll communicate that to the team. And It's basically a time to rest and regroup for the players to adjust and strategize for the coaches.
Clark, do you think there's any videotape review in there, maybe showing players certain sets, certain schemes?
In this day and age, for sure, with the use of iPads and technology. If you go back to my time, there was no quick turnaround of video in the halftime locker room.
Right. I do know officials do that, too, in their locker room at halftime. And DeRozan kicks to Murray. And it's good off the back of the rim and in. And taking a quick look here, guys, at the hustle stats for the Spurs.
Their high-energy defensive effort has paid off for them, guys, with more than a few steals over the course of the ball game.
Yeah, but also, they haven't missed a beat in terms of their fast break game. That's been equally as effective all night long.
Now here's DeRozan. Following the miss by Aaron Gordon.
DeRozan.
Back to DeRozan. Takes a three. And that one is off. The Magic go the other way with it.
He's tried to get it going, but the shots simply have not been there. Nothing seems to be falling.
Augustine passes to Vucevic. Over DeRozan. And it's Vucevic. That time on the assist by Augustine. Vucevic has got 4 points in the quarter. And Murray, here we go. Aldridge kicks to DeRozan. Fouled on the shot and picks up 2 points. So one free throw coming up.
That is a DeRozan specialty there. Draw contact, convert, and then head to the line for a freebie. Not by accident. That's his plan.
Shooting one.
That's good from DeMar DeRozan. And growing up about 15 miles south of the Staples Center, DeMar DeRozan idolized Kobe Bryant, Clark, and patterned his game after him.
And you can see evidence of Kobe's game in DeMarcus's game. You think about the footwork, the ability to post up, the moves and counter moves, the balance and strength. I think he owes a lot of that to the Mamba.
Yep, it counts. DeRozan's got 10 points here in the second half.
And obviously his momentum from the last game has carried over here tonight.
And you know that's how it goes with him. I mean, his hot streaks, guys, don't last minutes. They last days.
Aminu misses.
You know, he's been off tonight, off his game. At this point, he might want to focus on creating for others.
That one goes in.
Yeah, they're going to have a nice little run here.
You know, in the loaded West, DeMar DeRozan, not an all-star last season after being one multiple times in the East. His first time missing the festivities in 4 seasons.
Here's what Orlando's going with right now. Mohamed Bamba, he's checked in for Vucevic. Frazier comes in for Al-Farouq Aminu. Michael Carter-Williams checked in for Terrence Ross. And Markelle Fultz is subbed in for Augustine. You talk about that edge, Clark, for DeRozan, very focused on proving his doubters wrong.
Nothing wrong with playing with something to prove, with that kind of attitude and mindset, turning that negative into a positive. And most importantly, it can't just be a mindset. You have to put the work into it as well. And he's done that, gotten better each year.
Well, if you don't take care of the ball, fellas, that's what can happen.
Absolutely, Greg. That makes the turnover even more painful.
What, you mean the throwdown at the end? I'll tell you what, fellas, I mean, the highlight shows are going to pain them even more.
Here's Carter-Williams after the basket by San Antonio. Now here's Fultz. D right on him. Shot to stop the run. It's rebounded by Aldridge. Aldridge, San Antonio's gotten off to an 0-for-2 start from downtown here in the fourth quarter. Forbes the pass to Lyles. Right side Aldridge. Back to Lyles. Basket good.
They are just killing them on the interior.
Yeah, you can't say that with enough emphasis. I mean, the defenders are just not being aggressive enough down low. You got to play with some physicality in the paint.
And it's the Magic with the ball, following the bucket by the Spurs. Here's Fultz. Another miss by Orlando.
The edge on the glass is the difference. It's allowed them to build this lead.
And really a reflection of their superior effort level to this point. It seems to me they've gone after this win a little bit more.
Now here's Fultz following the miss by LaMarcus Aldridge. Lets it go from 14. Fultz, no good.
No matter what looks they get, they just can't convert to stop this run.
And, you know, they've got to be careful because this is when the team concept breaks down and guys start playing hero ball.
Now here's Johnson. The kick out to Aldridge. Off target from three-point range. And it's Carter Williams with the ball for Orlando. Here's Frazier. And again, unable to change momentum here. The Spurs have gone 8 of 16 from the field in the fourth, exactly 50%. The shot by Johnson, no good.
And the activity he shows around the rim is why he is such a respected defender.
And you know what? He's not going to give up an easy finish at the rim. I mean, that's just against his constitution.
Now here is Aldridge following the miss by Mohamed Bamba.
And he's shaking off that slow start, giving them a boost here in the second.
Now here's Fultz. They've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a bit of a dry spell for sure.
Goes back up. And Bamba with the lay-in.
Bamba's got crazy length and impressive height, obviously, at north of 7 feet. Helps him on that offensive board, but his tenacity, a big part of that, too.
Here is Forbes. Now DeRozan shoots over Frazier. Here's Lyles. And it's Orlando with the rebound. Bamba's got rebound number 12 now. Tenacity on the glass. And it's sent back by Aldridge. And it's out of bounds. Last touch by Aldridge. And Orlando making a change here. Owundu's checked in. The Spurs also with the sub. Lonnie Walker, he's checked in for DeMar DeRozan. Carter Williams feeling it out a bit, and Lonnie Walker picks up the foul. That is his first foul of the game. Jonathan Isaac, he's checked in for Aaron Gordon. Bamba against Aldridge. Poked away. Shot clock at 6. Here's Frazier. Nails the wide open jump shot. Frazier's got his first points of the game.
And in that first half, guys, they didn't shoot nearly as many threes as they have here in the second, trying to use that shot to stay in the game.
Now here's Johnson. Outside, Walker. To the paint, Aldridge. Bamba with the block.
Guys, that's all athleticism and timing. Bamba, a terrific shot blocker because he uses the physical tools he has quite well.
Here's Carter Williams. And Bamba with the basket on the assist from Carter Williams.
You know, he's always thinking. That's what I like about him. Spotted the open man and immediately changed out of his shot and gave it up.
Here is Forbes. Carter Williams covering. Johnson right side. It's stolen by Carter Williams. Here's Frazier. Offensive rebound. And it's sent back by Aldridge.
He's not an easy guy to get a shot up and over. Aldridge has those long arms and his timing's good too.
Clark, for a while now, you and I were just talking. We've had a rule that a team cannot go without a first-round pick in consecutive years. Could it be time to lift that restriction?
I certainly wouldn't mind discussing lifting the restriction, but I like it as it is on the books because it does lend itself, I think, to competitive balance. And that's important in the strength of a league.
And that one falls for Johnson. Ken Burch is checked in for the Magic. And Johnson drops them both. Carter Williams with it. Here's Birch. Aldridge is covering. Some nice ball movement by the Magic. 4 on the clock. Pass to a one-do. Tries again. Rejected by Walker. San Antonio's gone 0-3 so far in the fourth quarter from long range. .141 left in the fourth. Carter Williams with it, and it's Johnson picking him up. Carter Williams kicks to Frazier. Here's Isaac. Rejected by Walker, and he gets it back. Isaac misses. And Walker's got the ball here for the San Antonio Spurs.
And one team is just completely outclassing the other tonight. Spirited performance, and it really ignited what is turning out to be a monster win here for the Spurs.
It was a standout performance across the board.
I mean, it was like watching a cat play with a mouse. They were able to do more or less whatever they wanted.
And it'll mark their 4th win on the year, actually their 5th win on the year.
And so they'll take the first game of the season series, a team they'll only see twice. They're certainly happy to start it off with a win.
And that next meeting, Greg, will be their 2nd and final game of the season series, being in opposite conferences. So you bet nobody wants to get swept even in a 2-game season series. I think the next game will be hotly contested.
Jakob Poeltl's checked in for San Antonio. .106 left here in the fourth quarter. And here is Carter Williams. Will it go? He takes it up and lays it in.
Speed on display from Carter Williams on the drive to the hoop. His combination of explosive quickness and tremendous athleticism is tough for any defense to keep pace with.
Here is Forbes. The pass to Lyles from beyond the arc. It's hauled in by the Magic. There's 37 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Here's a one-do. Pass to Isaac. 6 to shoot. And a miss there on the triple.
And the well is running dry for him right now. Nothing falling.
And, you know, you can sense his frustration. This is going to be a test of his resolve here.
Here is Forbes. And so it's San Antonio easily taking this one. To come into an opponent's building and dominate the way they did tonight says, I think, Greg, an awful lot about this team.
I guess they don't need home cooking to feel at home. I mean, Kevin, just a masterful performance all the way around.
And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Kevin, thank you. DeMar, this team is playing well together. How are you encouraging and fostering that sense of all of you being together and playing well?
We're just making everybody comfortable. We're making each and everybody on this team comfortable. If it's jump shots, if it's attacking the basket, you know, even if it's on the defensive end, you know, we just giving each other confidence every time we practice.
And it sure looks like it out there tonight, DeMar. Thanks a lot. Kevin, back to you.
All right, David, great job. Thanks so much. And that'll do it, folks. For Greg Anthony, Clark Kellogg, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. So long and good night, everyone.